Good morning to my 5:30 Light and Love crew. 5:30 in the morning, by the way. I've been up for a little while. I told you I was going to pull an all-nighter. I took a little nappy nap. I would say it's rather a power nap because I don't know if I'm going to go back to sleep until later today. We shall see. We shall see what Spirit has in mind for me. Spirit has gone silent. I don't think they hit the mute button on me, but it's like they can still, observe everything that's going on with me. But I think I've relied on them as a comfort zone, and they just need to balance things out a little bit by having me, keep in focus and know that there's this world to tend to as well. So they haven't, shunned me. I don't think that they'll ever really shun me. It's just more like, getting me out of my comfort zone. Like, Tina, you gotta go out there and play. Just go, scoot. And, so that's what I'm doing here. I decided after listening to one of the readings that I was like, hey, I'm going to do a reading on what is it about you and I, that makes people jealous, so that, I'm going to answer it answering just for myself. And you might vibe with it, but then I know that there's other cross watchers that come through, and it's more like, I want them to hear it through story time, to be like, oh no, I don't want to vibe like that, so they can see it in an objective point of view, to make that choice, make those changes in their lives where, they're giving out trash energy to, to others, if not themselves, and I kind of felt a kind of a hint, a kind of implication that I should feel jealous or something when somebody else was interviewed at a job that I'm leaving, and because of the implications of being replacement, material, because the vibe that person carried was an implication of somewhat of my essence, but it's nobody can duplicate me. That's the thing. So that's when I started realizing that and emphasizing that, I'm I know for a fact, nobody can duplicate me, I know that that's just a pawn, it's so I'm not going to feel jealous, especially if there's an implied value of a takeover, that there's some kind of dominance that it somehow dumbs me down. And I'm no, that's not true. I can tell that it was just all kind of superficial. It was all kind of cookie cutter type of thing. And this is just me reading energy and how it, the formality was just overdrawn, overdone with a presentation, that it was lackluster almost. It was, I don't know. There was just something about it that was definitely I couldn't even say that it mimicked what, how do I say it? It's somebody was trying to copycat a formula, but it was not, I don't know. There were very key ingredients that were very much missing. So all they really covered was a facet of aesthetic value, when it was just very 1D versus 12D. It was very, even just within that facet alone. So only people who are very intelligent and observant would be able to see that for, what it was. So anyway, it was just good practice for me. So I'm very thankful over it, because it just helps me realize my value whenever stepping out or stepping into a situation, or, one foot out of the door, one foot still in. It's kind of that transition. So it's understanding, like, holding yourself in high value when it comes to, like, any situation, especially because, like, change. I mean, life is constant change, constant renewal. So you better, get used to it, right? And without, becoming jaded about it. So anyway, we're here to answer that question. So what is it about you that makes people jealous? Because we want to teach people in, like, kind of like a non-assuming manner. It's kind of funny, the way it's done. I feel like I like the approach to it. So I'm like, yeah, let's do it. Because as you know, with the coming, like, full moons and, new moons, like these planetary celestial big moves, that they have like some type of gravitational pull to the intricacies within our soul, So yeah. So anyway, I just figure that because the full moon, it has such emphasis within these past few readings, the preparatory value of it, like getting the insiders, like, edition in advance, it's really great, because it's like then we also can anticipate, the foul plays coming forth. Like, we know that people will use ish to their advantage. They'll abuse the resources that, the divine provides. So given so, it's like, let's get ahead of the game and let's, see, like, why they be hating. Because, the universe will endow us so much more, given our intention is to help turn the tables and turn around their situations, not just our own. So that's like a huge applause in advance from all sentience. Even at a very soul level, that opponent energy is like thinking, it's like, holy shit, this motherfucker was going to, like, veer off the, ends of the earth, and thank God, we crossed paths. Even if it was almost like a hit and run, type of incidents. So anyway, Spirit, like, has me geolocate these individuals, energetically speaking, and I don't know. So that's where we're at right here. I was looking for a specific deck. It's the Wild Unknown Archetypes deck. I don't know where it is. So we decided on the Shadowscapes Tarot, because it's like a very fluid, like, and just be chill when it comes to, like, your shadow work. This is in my shadow work territory of, like, subconscious factors, archetypes, and that realm. I love the fact that earlier this year, or maybe late last year, I can't remember, but it wasn't too long ago that I organized that stuff, and like, now it's excellent work, ancestors, getting me on point. All right. Now that this stuff is organized, it's all about accessibility for sure. Okay, what was I cutting the deck with? That's the Queen of Swords cutting the deck to Two of Pentacles. It's like it's like slicing bread, you see? It's like weighing in on things by dissection. You get to learn about it once, like, you cut through, like, say, a cantaloupe or something. You get to see what's going on in there, and through proper examination, you get to see things that are almost becoming like intangibles that really affect our immune system. I just learned, in, like, food service and all of that cantaloupe, has this, this. I will never buy cantaloupe again that's freshly cut, pre-cut anyway, at any other, like, market or whatever. No, not cantaloupe. So if you're ever tasting anything funky when it comes to cut fruit, and mixed fruit, that's the killer, baby. Okay, so we get to examine, close examination, almost cross examination, what stuff is going down there, like what's the truth of all of it that you can't see on surface level, can you? Yes, I love the messages that I get. Okay, so what's cutting into that? Two of Swords is now cutting into Four of Wands in reversal. Okay, so there's like kind of like a blockage, like under construction when it comes to the home unit. We're building roots, we're like fortifying systems. On the initial engagement, like the proposed value is like something is blocked from self-actualizing. We're not paying, see? We're not, at least, my stomach just growled right there. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen, and all sentience in between. And those that color outside of the box. Do, 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 do. All right, let's put in the attention. You know what my intentions are. Let's bring it, angels of light and love. My core divine team of love and light. Thank you so very much. Alrighty, what is it about you that makes people jealous? Ten of Swords muted. Oh. This could be like some sort of martyrdom. This is something like self-sacrificing. But this is like everybody knowing that they had a hand at stabbing your back, you know? This is totally legit when it comes to like killer energy. Oh, this is also saying that you're like you slay. It's like you hit the mute button when it comes, like you, oh my gosh, they're saying, the divine is saying that I have outmoded them when it comes to slaying. So all that backstabbing, all of that, you know, that wanting to like kill me off the scene, I've slayed like all of, not just my demons, but also their demons. And it's like, yeah, I just kill it every single time with every part that accentuates like who I am. I kill it. That's what they're saying. That's why so many are jealous. Yeah, because I'm like, that's not how I asked the question, but the way it was worded in answering it is, that's the Ten of Swords. You know, those are people, those are a summation of people who want the final say, who want to call the shots. You know what I'm talking about? Those are the true sore losers in disguise. Crazy. That's crazy. So, you know, let's put on a little bit of lip color. Faint lip color. I miss this lip color. I just recently found it again. It found me. Alrighty. Alright, so what is it about you, Tina, that makes people jealous? That, you know, how's that like, instead of them having a green thumb, they've got green eyes, you know? Like, they're opportunists. Like, everything is like, what is it? The grass is greener on the other side. So, you know, they're opportunists. Always looking out for that green grass outside of their own. Knight of Pentacles. Okay. I take accountability. There's independent ownership here. There's 3 pentacles there, and then there's a 4th one riding on over to the scene to drop it off. This is precious cargo. This is knowing ownership when it comes to investment, that it's a gradual process. So we can take true accountability, like true ownership. We can say like, yeah, I'm self-made. Yeah, I did this. And we're not shoving it in anybody's faces. You see, like, this is a private atmosphere. People are looking over our shoulder. Like, what is it you're working on? What is it that you're doing? And, people might be insulted by that, but like those who are very triggered by that have some things to work on. Because this is the truth as it is. Like, that opponent energy didn't directly support me. Like, they gave accolades to people who they felt were non-threatening. So this is a lot, because that's a culture built and constantly like invested upon. I took the other way. I looked the other way before I crossed. Alrighty. Okay. We're using black cherry incense today, just because I got a lot of it, so I'm gonna use it, and I don't know what that means when it comes to witchery, but it's supposed to mean something. I don't know. We'll find out. That's what I was led to use. Okay. So, what is it about you that ignites like that jealousy vibe out of people? Tina, what is it? Page of Pentacles in reverse. It's okay. Oh, it's a constant investment in self. It's this is like the new beginning. Like, what are we going to start with when it comes to like starting from scratch? And like, I'm the homemaker. That's what it's saying. And when it comes to like that new investment, I'm not going to put it out there. I'm going to invest it in myself. You know what I mean? Like, it starts with self. So like, there's no losing when you invest in yourself, honestly. I mean, eventually you work your way up to like investing in other things, but like, I've been like sheltered for so long and allowed myself to be comfortable within those, like that domesticated vibe that, I'm just kind of making up for that lost time, that aggravated, keeping the box, keeping, within this vicinity, etc. So when it comes to investing in self, it's like that constant renewal energy of like, putting like that dime in the jukebox, like finding that harmony within the many like little skits of storylines, that those skits of harmonization that you can find within yourself, that it's like a little break, giving yourself a little break every now and then. That's what that is. People are jealous because we're able to allow that. It's like a gesture of forgiveness when it comes to self, like allowing for grace when it comes to changes. Yeah. The Page of Pentacles in reverse, yeah. Especially when there's an imbalance, like, especially when the prospects don't look as good as it would be investing in self. So I'm able to recognize that. A lot of people are not able to see opportunities unless they're outside of themselves. So it's just a reminder that the first opportunity should be, invested in self, not the rainy day. Actually, you know what? The rainy day may be like a current thing, So it's not, the rainy day is hypothetically in advance. It's paying it forward through, like, if you're hitting like a rough spot, a rough patch, that rainy day is now, and you're investing in that now moment of self. And you pay it forward to the future, basically. So, and that I mean, the Knight of Pentacles individual, and then stepping down to the page, like this is like a continual, like, transit learning type of process. It's growth mindset right here, hidden in plain sight. It's a Two of Pentacles when it comes to two different roles. It's the balance between transits and this is also like distance learning when it comes down to it. The observational value of the Hanged Man, with Pentacle in tow, right here, actually, page, and then the Knight energy of getting back up on the horse and getting at it. So there's two different vehicles. One is stagnant and one is mobile. So one is parked, within that hangman position, and the other is kind of riding through it. Excellent. All these messages, and only 3 cards down. How interesting. And this is just reiterating, we're very concise. People maybe become jealous or envious of our energies because we're concise when it comes down to the deliberation of our efforts. It's It's being succinct when it comes to closing out cycles. Like, we're able to see how things pair up from start to finish. We're thorough. That's what they're saying. We're fucking thorough and detail oriented. You know how many feathers that ruffles? People who have big wings that, wanted to stretch out their wings per se in the business world. They wanted to fly. They wanted that Icarus type of they had that desire for worldwide acclaim, that they were above it all, and that freedom of flying. So they got kind of romanticized into that picture where they forgot the practicality, not just of hard work and investment. I'm not saying that they didn't do that, but the spirit behind it was lost in all of that flailing, in the air. So what I'm picturing is that when somebody shoots their shot, all these hands blocking it, in the way, flailing, and it's almost like it's between not just the opponent team, but also your own team. So it's it's getting in the way of, it's like people constantly fighting for the ball, and it almost it turns one sport into another. So when it's basketball energy, it turns into volleyball, where people are trying to spike it out of the way, so, or into a certain way. So when you're surrounded by that energy, it's kind of self-defeating, right? What game are you playing, and this is very cool, because I don't play sports. I don't really know a lot about sports. It took me a long time to understand what defense and offense was, and per game, and what transactions identified that this way or that, or the scoring system. I didn't quite understand it. So this felt accentuated when it fell on the right side. So it's our ability to not just close cycles, but fully accentuate them so that they're memorable experiences, because it fell on the right side like that, which is saying we don't just get I don't just get things done, but they're you can do a once over, a twice over, whatever. It's not saying that my work is flawless, but in effect, it's perfect just as is. That there's a lesson within the way it's executed. The divine doesn't make any mistakes. And I make sure of it when I collab with them, that it's just as it's meant to be. So the more I finagle with things, to perfect it, or if there's a misspelling or this and that, no, those, at a certain point, I have to withhold my Virgo ascendant energy and just let things be. Because I see how it all pairs up together. I can misspell a certain word, a verb, hope, or some element of my verbiage in my write-ups, and ends up being somebody else's name that's significant to somebody else, or like a brand of a company or something like that. So I need to be very like cognizant of really listening to the prompts that I receive. Like sometimes I even blow off like certain music that's channeled in, not always on purpose. Like sometimes I just forget and things get busy and like I just kind of glaze over it or whatever, but that's like hidden gem energy as well. It's meant for the person. It's not meant for like a huge crowd. It's meant for the person that sits through and comes across that energy, that messaging. So anyway, yeah, that's all that I have to say about this. I mean, is being very in tuned. You see the moon energy again, right here. The closing of cycles, that being, what is it? The force is within you. The Schwartz is within you. Yeah, they're saying that I have a sense of humor too, because she's smiling fondly at, this globe, this like huge crystal ball. That's interesting. I don't think I ever really noticed that. So how many birds are in here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 of swords. So that goes without saying. We have that backstabbing energy again. But it's like it drifts off. Like we transmuted it. Like it goes. So it's like that Snow White quality of how sentience really listens to our turned up energies, that we don't succumb to swords being face value, That's wonderful. That's real magic right there. Okay. And again, we see Two of Pentacles again, hidden in plain sight. We have the orb right here. We have the orb right there. But then this is also the building of it intuitively. Third one right there. And if you look at it like at a distance, it almost looks like, is that the Death Star? Yeah. So it's like, with the closure of cycles, it's like the implications of endings when it comes to looking at darkness within its purpose. Okay. There's like hidden darkness within that, but it's meant as a resource, a learning tool to transmute. It's very compelling. That's what it is. It's like, may the power of Vader compel you. Okay. Five of Pentacles pronounced. And speaking of, that kind of darkness, this is being almost like ostracized, the black sheep, right? This is endowed by the divine, like a very hidden blessing in disguise of being very one and separate when it comes to being resourceful. So in order to be able to see that light within the darkness, within scarcity, like life is what you make of it, even within this like proposition of scarcity, that you can make something out of nothing. I mean, that's truly what the void is. Yes. So people are very become jealous with my energy, because I find like heart within transformation, that it's like almost fluttering. That's divine guidance too, right there, because it's protected by this orb like energy. So like this is buoyancy. This is being able to like bounce back from like any situation. Bouncing back, what it mainly like means is that we don't just seek, but we achieve proper closure. So there's no added weight, there's no extra baggage. So let's say we're on a trampoline and we're dealing with like the real effects of gravity. That buoyancy allows us, especially tapping into our intuitive state, like the seas, the main body of water, like the communal holy grail of spirit. There's nothing really weighing us down. Yeah. It's almost like walking on water. It's almost like defying gravity, but also being in touch with it, with the bodies, with every step that we make. Okay. This is the High Priestess in reverse. Okay. So let's get clarity on that. I mean, this is like the High Priestess being able to gain many perspectives. They're saying that people are quite jealous of my energies because it's they're saying that I'm immovable, but I'm also very versatile. Like my energy is transient, so it's like I'm here one moment and then I'm there the next. It's not being able to like really locate my positioning or my moves when it comes down to divining knowledge. That it's almost like elemental energy. You know, like you're here one moment and you're over the next. They say that it's hard to like find fae or leprechaun or that kind of energy. It's like tricky energy. People find me to be tricky, but they're just like not vibing in the same energy. That's all that it is. It's saying that they are a lot more stagnant in their lives because not understanding the alchemy that comes from within. That alchemy, you don't have to have like external figures to maximize on a return. Do you see what I'm saying? Yeah. Okay. So the High Priestess in reverse is being able to, like, it's the immediate know-how and the applications of the variety of stances that this teacher can, this is like the headmaster, the valedictorian, almost like an untouchable when it comes to like the, how do I say it? Because this is like being able to get like the insider's scope, and it's just like the know-how. It's because like most high priestesses, they're just kind of like, they, how do I say it? They stay in one position. Like their approaches of one position. Yeah, do you know what I'm saying? It's like it's like they were taught to learn it a certain way, to only do it this way. So they're like very much within a box. But it's like, it's a main channel, like a column, right? Where for me, I'm like a columnist. So I can be within the sports section. I can be in, the comics section. I can be in the like food section. Like I can write up quite a bit because of the varying perspectives that I can take on receipt of knowledge. So it's not just like one avenue of discovery, one avenue of mastery, but this is very multifaceted. Yeah, if I had the time, if I had the energy, I'd write the whole thing. But that's not what it's about. That's not what life is really about. DIY is a wonderful like complementary tool when it comes to the collective. But it's being able to also relinquish control. Like I'm not going to be, my energy, my essence can be almost omnipresent, but when it comes down to, how do I say it? I don't know. I think that's enough to say about that. I'm not supposed to say everything because, some of that is just meant for me, yeah. Okay. Anything else? Or just pull out a couple more cards because I just wanted to get a flavor for this to just be chill, Okay, well, these are literally a couple more cards. Okay, Four of Pentacles pronounced and the Fool card pronounced. Yeah, absolute ownership for my journey. That when it comes to full cycles and full closure, and full disclosure, it's like that constant roundabout, the turnstiles. So, I can go on this journey. I can go off on a tangent on that journey. I can go on a tangent on that journey. Everything has a backstory, but it all comes from full circle when it comes to weaving those threads. It's making a wreath. Yeah. Because ownership is keeping things bonded. When it comes to the experience of pentacle energy. So when it comes to your investments, they're very much bonded with the identity, with self, identity. So things are almost wound, wrapped around your finger. Do you have to let it linger? I'm such a fool for you. You got me wrapped around your finger. That's crazy. That's weird. I didn't even I would never even think that I would channel that song, but this is perfect for it. Because let's say, when you're looking at the pairs of fours, okay, I don't know why Master number 44 is coming through here, but the Four of Wands energy is home and hearth, right? So when you take accountability for your home, absolute pride level, the big red bow on it, conceptually speaking, in its highest value, is putting a wreath on your door. It's it goes back to way back then. I mean, if you're looking at the game, if you're not into the supposed frilly things of aesthetics when it comes to interior design, or their exterior for that matter, you look at it as the hoop, right? The shot, the goal, right? That portal, that symbolic portal of scoring, of entry. You've scored it, you've landed it, this place that you are truly proud of, that you can take accountability for. So again, we have Master number 44 here, some homework to look back on. But the Fool card, the slinker. Okay, bottom of the deck energy, we shall get Ace of Pentacles. This is a divine investment. Spirit's here's a golden egg, Tina. Here's an all-access pass. I think people are that's the bottom line. People are become jealous with my energy because I have the best investors, the best investors when it comes to my journey. That's all there is. That's what that is. Okay, top of the deck energy. I guess I'm pulling two cards, the Tower in reverse and the Hangman in reverse. Definitely. It's being one of the fallen, but not falling into darkness. Does that make sense? Because like a fallen angel is like, morning star, right? It's understanding that there's cleanup and not like clocking out because there's work that needs to be done. People are jealous because like they know that there are no shortcuts. Like I've already taught them that several times. But it's like the art of conception. There's no real shortcut to skirting around what the work that needs to be done. So they want what's this, like the investors, but they don't really want to do the work. So therefore they subject themselves to this energy of jealousy because it's a distraction. It's like more like pointing the finger because they don't want to be seen as like lazy or greedy or like yeah, that's what that is. What else do you want to say about that? Not much else, It's like they see me as a skydiver when it comes to falling. I can, I've found it ways to enjoy the free fall. Because with that, I mean, that's a hangman in reversal. It's coming into awareness, right? So it's like I can hit the ground running, like somewhere along the lines of, that fall, like the wind just like slapped me in the face, like I can hear it in, like when it comes to the parachute, just like kind of ruffling in the wind, like, and capturing the wind all of a sudden. It's very loud, right? And all of a sudden you're like still suspended almost, but you're still falling. So it's that art of being in the hangman so many times, that objective point of view, that independent mindset, but it's independent growth mindset, mind you, okay? So it's not stagnant energy. Hence like this like mushroom of like, oh, I understand it. That like as I'm slowly falling, it's like buying myself time to observe everything that's going on, yet it's still exhilarating because like you're yay high up in the air. Yeah, that's interesting. I like it. Okay, one more thing. We're gonna open up the deck to Eight of Pentacles in reverse. That I've put in so much work already that speaks for itself. That I can just sit there and wait for prey, wait for the wonderful things to come through, to land on what I've created thus far, like, or and so I can, the abundance coming through. It's a trap. Yeah, it's good. Because this is constancy. This is part of like the everyday work. So it's like also turning the tables on that blood-sucking energy when it comes down to like, what do you call it? Energy vampires, What's meant for me is meant for me. It's going to land on my web. And those who choose to destroy it are only giving me the realm of practice to make it better, be more efficient, find another area that's more like indicative of abundance, forthcoming. That's what it does for me. It adds leverage for me. Like, it brings me to new places and new opportunities. And because of that flex of constantly having to re-web certain things, like I just get better and better. And the better you are at something like that, it's like the web becomes thicker. And I become more agile when it comes to getting to that abundance, It's like wrapping it up, like, like a wonderful package. All right. So now that this reading is officially over, at least for part one anyway, I thank my supporters, my sponsors, All donations provided in light and love, even at a very soul level. Of course. Thank you. I accept it with gratitude. All right. So, upon closing all portals, I send all energies back to their appropriate locations outside of mine. And I thank you for respecting my space, my time, my energies, my work in advance. Sending them back with their appropriate karmas due. In light and love. I close all portals.